Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions regarding this watch. Today, something old is new. Okay, it's not too old. The Patek Philippe Calatrava Pilot Travel Time 5524G came out in 2015, so it's been with us for a while, but the arrival of a new movement means it is substantially upgraded. The reference does not change. It is still the 5524G-001, but in terms of the movement, all is new. We also have the watch on an uncommonly seen Patek Philippe 5524 specific strap, so there's a lot to say that you haven't seen before. The watch is 42 millimeters in diameter in white gold, really gray gold, more on that in a moment. It's pretty thin at 11.1 millimeters thick, and then from lug tip to lug tip, a broad 50.4 millimeters with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now, of course, the 5524G was discontinued as of 2025, so not only is this the latest version, but this is a no longer made variant of the watch. Rose gold is still available, but white is done. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, it's large, but it fits well. Being an instrument-style watch, I like the large size. I like the slightly more than necessary aesthetic of the dial. So the fact that this watch is maxing out my wrist is not problematic. It's just more legible, and that's the idea. So I could recommend this watch for a wrist of my size or larger, 16 centimeters circumference and up, and it will easily slide underneath a dress cuff because it is not a thick watch. The strap, you can see it's got a nice velvety texture to the leather, a slight contrasting stitch in gray. The edge is sheer cut and lacquered on the underside, conventional calfskin. And you can see that it is a brand new Patek Philippe factory strap with pull tab spring bars. You can quickly pop it off the case without tools. Take a look at the buckle and you'll realize that this broad buckle entails its own perforation, which is rectangular rather than a conventional pin buckle circular. So this strap, featuring the cross-hatching stitch, it is similar to the standard and somewhat brighter leather used on Patek Philippe 5524s. So though the material is different, the strap itself is still model specific, because you can see that cross hatching and then the perforation for this model specific buckle that has a pin of slightly different geometry. The idea here is that this looks like a Clevis style fixture on vintage aviation outfits, so jackets that might have positive closure on pockets, so little latches to keep them shut. This is designed after that. We are talking about 1920s and 1930s aviation gear. That is the inspiration for this buckle. It's one of the few Patek Philippe watches that has a model-specific buckle. Rolling around the case, you can see it's Calatrava-like with blended, tapered lugs. A case that is cylindrical and shiny. There's no satin finish here, though the bezel is stepped in a little bit to visually thin the watch. You can see pusher adjuster for the date. That's how you adjust it if you wish to step it individually. And then we have these little crowns that have a 1/4 turn action. So when you turn them in one direction, you unlock the action for operating the local hour hand. Turn in the other direction, and now it's locked. So the idea here being that you can't accidentally displace that local hour. Now, if you look at the local hour, you see how as I travel, I can jump the date forward and backwards depending on which direction I travel across the international date line. The other thing you could see is that we have both an AM/PM indicator for your local time where you are and your home time. That's your reference time, the place where you are not. And that allows both hands to be in a 12-hour format so that if you just don't need that second time zone, you can superimpose them and clean up the dial. Now look what I just did there. I pulled the crown and I stopped the seconds hand because this has the latest movement. The movement that originally debuted on the 5212A in 2019, the 26330. This version of the 26330 is the SCFUS, so we've got center seconds, but we've also got the travel time functionality. This does have hacking. It has a slightly different architecture. You'll see the differences when we get to the case back. The dial has always been the best part of this watch, a combination of gold numerals applique on a very fine navy blue granular dial with a very coarse grain. People see this watch online and they don't realize how fine and delicate and beautiful the details are. What separates this from a Longines or a Zenith or an IWC. This is not necessarily a revolutionary design. What makes it a Patek Philippe is the refinement and the attention to detail. And you see that in person, but not really online. Taking a look in the dark. I mentioned it's an instrument style watch, and boy does it deliver on that front. Incredible luminescence. One of the very few Patek Philippe watches that has dusk till dawn lume, and the second sand is lumed as well. Turn it all over. At first glance, the movement does not look that different from the old 324. The easiest way to tell is the bridge adjacent to the winding structure. It has a little bit of a different underlying train. And you could see that when you compare it side by side with a 324. But look at this little wheel adjacent to the winder. And you get a really good heads up that this is the 26330. Tech specs other than the hacking seconds, very similar to the previous movement. We have unidirectional winding with ceramic bearings for higher efficiency, a free-sprung gyromax style balance for precise setting and shock resistance. We have the latest Spiromax silicone hairspring, which allows the watch to resist magnetism, yes, but also resists the effect of temperature change on timing. And because of the exceptionally fine profiling that's possible with deep reactive ion etching, we now have a flat silicone hairspring that breathes concentrically like an overcoil. So this movement, which is adjusted in 6 positions, one more than a standard chronometer, this movement is isochronous in every position. Still a 4 Hertz beat rate. You can see a 6-position adjustment, Patek Philippe seal, 29 joules, and Patek has adjusted expectations. What was once a movement accurate to -3 +2 seconds per day is now attested to run no worse than +2 -1. So these have gotten quite fine indeed. 45-hour power reserve, still not outstanding, but given how compact and beautifully decorated and chronometrically excellent this movement is, I can forgive that one shortcoming. We have a number of different elements. Large engine turning below the balance. We have 3 different sizes. One is on the center rotor, one is on the edge of the bridges, and then one is on the base plate. We have mirrored anglage, started mechanically, but probably finished by hand using some sort of a felt-tipped or fabric-tipped drill bit. So unlike, say, AP, which leaves the bite marks visible here, they are rounded and polished. We also have polished screw heads with chamfered slots in circumference, and we have satination on the wheels. Circular stripes on the rotor, linear Côte de Genève on the bridges. And it all looks very good. You can see the screwed-in case back. When the 5524 was originally launched, Patek was quoting a 60-meter water resistance, and every Patek is now rated for what they call a true 30 meters. So theoretically, you could submerge them and swim with them. So this hasn't changed case-wise since Patek made that revision. It's still more water-resistant than a standard Calatrava, but I do not personally advise that you take it swimming. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.